On Thursday, news broke that former President Donald Trump has been indicted on charges relating to the mishandling of classified government documents, as well as obstruction of justice. According to lawyer James Trusty, or well, now former lawyer James Trusty, we'll get to that story. The charges included willful retention of national defense information in violation of the Espionage Act, yikes, obstruction of an official proceeding, making false statements, and conspiracy to make false statements. According to Politico, the Espionage Act convictions almost always lead to prison time. We'll see. This charges came after Trump's legal team met with Department of Justice officials on Monday, including special counsel Jack Smith, who's been leading two separate investigations into Trump since November of last year. The court summons provided to Trump's lawyers also reportedly raises the prospect that one of the charges might involve witness tampering. Lovely. Previous prosecutorial filings also included that they had probable cause to believe that Trump was also guilty of destruction of government records, which Trump's own people have publicly said he did routinely. Remember, he would flush documents down the toilet.
People are flushing toilets 10 times, 15 times.
No wonder. Yeah, of course you have to flush all the time. You're stuffing documents in there. Jesus. Okay. Now, earlier this month, CNN also reported that that Smith had a recording of Donald Trump talking about possessing one of the documents that involved plans to attack Iran. So, that's a great thing to not only have taken from the White House when you left, but also to brag about, hey, I got attack plans for Iran that, reportedly, I believe he was drawn up during his administration. The possibility of war with Iran. Wonderful. Great. Now, there's more. Other reports, again by CNN, said that he had staff move documents before the FBI had searched his home, and that prosecutors were suspicious about a flood in a room that held servers for Mar-a-Lago's security system. Again, with the flushing, where the water rushes out to sea because you could never handle it, except not out to sea, but right into my server room, where they might happen to have video recordings of people moving documents. Oops. I don't know if this is hiding video evidence. Now, Trump responded to the news by going to his favorite Truth Social platform, saying, quote, "I have been summoned to appear at the federal courthouse in Miami on Tuesday at 3 p.m. I never thought it possible that such a thing could happen to a former president of the United States who received far more votes than any president in the history of our country and is currently leading by far all candidates, both Democrat and Republican, in polls of the 2024 presidential election. I am an innocent man." Okay, look. You can go on, you can claim, you're an innocent man. And by the way, you're innocent until proven guilty, of course. But why do you feel the need to bring up poll numbers as if it matters in this context? Why? It doesn't matter. But of course, understand that maybe it's part of his strategy to paint this as entirely 100% political instead of a problem he literally created himself. All he had to do was either announce that he was declassifying the documents and go through a very brief process because he had the power to be able to do it before leaving office, or just not take them. You could just not take them. I know. Crazy, right?
Can't let that happen.
Yeah, exactly. No, look. He could have also just returned them when he was asked to return them. I mean, honestly, that's really what he had to do. That would have been the easiest thing to do. Hey, you've got documents. We need those documents. They actually belong to us, the United States. We're going to put them in the National Archives. Just give us the documents, please. Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Mike Pence did it. No problem. I mean, again, he handed over the documents. Joe Biden has handed over documents. So it's not like documents don't end up with former vice presidents or former presidents. I mean, honestly, they got a problem with documents everywhere. But you can return them. Donald Trump failed to do the most simple thing. Because of course he did. Now, that's the thing. Does anybody really believe that the DOJ and FBI really wanted it to spiral out of control like this? To literally take the unprecedented step of raiding a former president's home? No. You think the establishment wanted to open up a former president to facing criminal charges? I don't believe so, because and it's not because they like Donald Trump. They hate Donald Trump. Of course they do. Of course they hate him. But going forward now, every president is going to worry, not just about, doing crimes, okay? Because there are presidents that have done crimes, but mostly have gotten away with it. Now they're worried we might not get away with these things now. And not only that, but even we might not even have to do crimes now, because there could be actual political prosecutions. They didn't want to open that door, but Trump kind of made them do it. And that's it. I mean, Nixon was pardoned after Watergate. It's anyway. Moving on. Let's move on. I want to get to some of the responses here. First, we've got Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk, who called on the Republican candidates to suspend their campaigns and show up in Miami on Thursday to support Trump. I don't remember anything happening. And look, it's probably because most of the Republican Party despises Donald Trump as well. Now, that said, they still defended him publicly. Senator Tim Scott, for example, told Fox News that Lady Justice has a blindfold on. Yeah, she does. That's literally by design. And by the way, that means that justice is supposed to be blind, so that everyone is treated equally. Now, Trump lawyer Alina Habba called it evidence that we live in a sick world with a two-tiered justice system. Former Trump aide Stephen Miller claimed that history will record today as the day that we ceased to be a democratic republic and we became a people ruled by an unelected government bureaucracy. The only problem for Stephen Miller is that he's not in charge of that unelected government bureaucracy. Not anymore. Former Trump acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker also called it a really sad day for our country. The stuff of banana republics. Far-right activist Ned Ryan called it late-stage republic behavior. When you use the legal system as a weapon against political opponents, you've abandoned the rule of law. Wait, no, literally it is the rule of law, though. It's not like these charges are made up. They have literal tape of Donald Trump saying, hey, I have classified stuff. I know it's classified. I didn't declassify it. And it's about attacking Iran. So it's sensitive defense-related material. I mean, the United States would be late-stage republic and all that bananas would, okay, if we didn't prosecute Donald Trump. Especially since the Trump administration itself had prosecuted people from stealing from the National Archives. You guys. Okay. Now there's more. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says it is unconscionable for a president to indict the leading candidate opposing him. Joe Biden didn't indict anybody. He's the president. He doesn't have the power to indict him. It's the Department of Justice making it sound like Joe Biden literally going, you need to get Trump. No, that's not what's happening. Ridiculous. There's more, though. The Biden comparisons continue unabated. In fact, he says, Kevin McCarthy still, Joe Biden kept classified documents for decades. I and every American who believes in the rule of law stand with President Trump against his grave injustice. He gave them back. That's all you had to do. Literally. So look, it's not surprising that almost every Republican is defending them. Nikki Haley also defended him, but didn't actually say Trump by name. But you had a couple that actually had some rational takes, which is surprising. Here's former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson saying, while Donald Trump is entitled to the presumption of innocence, the ongoing criminal proceedings will be a major distraction. This reaffirms the need for Donald Trump to respect the office and end his campaign. Oh. Chris Christie went a little harder, and he said this, quote, "These are all self-inflicted wounds. Return the documents and stop doing this. Why do you have to be the center of negative attention all the time? Why do you have to be angry all the time?" And that's what Donald Trump's done. Look, I know these are both Trump, opponents, so they're running against him in the election. I know that. They're also a minority in the Republican Party. At the end of the day, we have to remember that the Republican Party is still Donald Trump's party. The base still loves him, and it doesn't matter what evidence the Department of Justice has against him, because you have people out there that don't give a damn.